I've done more testing. If you saw my last video where I did a big mistake, and the result was, luckily I found out a lot about how I feel like we're supposed to be carding abilities now, since we got the update of synergistic abilities and the upgrade of talents. But the synergistic abilities I actually didn't feel like I could test in the bigger data from rolling, and that is more something I could feel when prestiging. So I've actually been using this strategy before, that is to do a big either spreadsheet of talents, as we had with the warrior, and as I used with the cat form, where we had access to someone pulling good DPS and had the talent that he used, and I did it with the wild imp. For the wild imps, I was not able to have someone to just copy from. I had to do it the theory crafting myself, and that is fine. Just it's the same theory. You pick off your talent and see if you're satisfied with the build and if you want to keep rolling. How I evaluate my builds is the same concept as the serpent form and as the wild imps. Here I just had that done it more visually pleasing. I've used blue color to my cards, yellow to things I've just have hit but not maxed out, and the green ones if I maxed them. So here I'm showing the one from the video. I'm actually not that pleased with it. I've been rolling so much and good stuff, but if you look at the 1 out of 1 talents, there are just so many, like, what I feel important stuff that I'm missing, and I never know whenever I hit them, as I said in the video. But I feel now with the increased chances of improving talent, if I was to spending 600 more rolls, these I feel are basically maxed out. And to give more examples, I also, when I do a prestige, this is not many rolls. This is 46 scrolls gotten from Silas. And here you can see I haven't got that much, but this is what I did from the video, where I carded, all the blue things are carded. I was trying to hit all of any of the legendaries actually. And I also wrote down, I'll do a picture, and you can do this in Paint, any program. You can even use the Windows screen record. I think it's fine to do this. And yeah, so I was not that pleased with this build, so I stopped after 64. That is where the marks are costing 3,000 more. That is where I stopped. I think it's even at 40, so I would not spend more marks on this build, probably because I haven't hit any of the 1 out of 1, and I'll just say, okay, this build, it didn't hit the mark. And also, as you see in the bottom, I didn't hit the Wind Fury for the build, so if I was to spend more marks, I would even not know whenever I would to get Wind Fury. Another example, and here I'm actually do like a snapshot of a screenshot of how was the build when I just prestige it and use my prestige tokens. If you're wondering, I'm at level 60 something at my prestige level, so I get a fair amount of rerolls whenever I hit max level to test out a build. And yeah, so this build was one of the older ones, actually the ones I actually wanted to spend the 1 million marks on, because it had hit a lot of the 1 out of 1 legendaries. It had hit 1 out of 1 talents and an okay amount of stuff, not that much, but this was a build I think before they did the synergistic rolls and the increased chance to improve your talents. So let's check. So you can see here, this is after I spent, apparently I like to spend 64, but spend some marks. I think it's 30,000 to 50,000 marks whenever you get to the cap of how much marks Scroll of Fortune is costing. So as you can see, we are hitting some more stuff. We're hitting Divine Strength. We're upgrading Unending Fury. And you can see a lot of stuff is either getting upgraded. Upgraded or I hit it. This is another spec, an example. Cost 0. I think I have 3 versions of this. This is something I tried Resolute mode on. And for this build, that is also why I'm carding stuff that needs level 40. Build up first. Here comes the big one. World of Rage. That is just high level talents. Overheated Tools. Southpaw are low level talents, so there are more chances to hit them. Also, I'm a big fan of the crushing, 2 crushing talents, also lower level, so you have more chances to hit it. And as you can see, this was just a finished prestige, and I just feel when I'm prestiging and I spend my prestige roll, I'm just seeing a lot of warrior talents, because maybe it's because I have warrior talents, maybe it's because of the new buff to synergistic talents. And you can see here, this is after rolling not even that many, and you can see my abilities. This I'm very pleased with as a baseline, getting some of the buffs, and you can see the difference here. And I'm marking Thundering Strikes, and I also have the upgraded one, so here you can see that I just hit the Impale, and this is a very good baseline if you're looking for what are you aiming to. And how I evaluate this is that basically how many of the 1 out of 1s am I hitting. This one I'm very pleased with because I'm looking for the need to have or the bigger utility, like the crushing impact that reduces my charge, and just one of the level 10 legendaries. So how I evaluate is that I'm telling myself, did I get battle charge? Yes or no? Did I get like basically 2 or 3 of the low level talents? So should I keep going at this build? And if not, I'm probably considering either prestiging it or just getting some of the free scrolls into it. I'm going to show it later. So this is what I suggested in the video, and how was I pleased with this? I had one change I want to do, and that is we have a card like the Draconic Slam. Basically, you should always be carding this because it's change your rotation. It's a need to have. Yeah, end of that. Any of the talent, I would say either Blades of Blood or any of the Bloodthirst one to replace. So I also suggested that you carded the Battle Charge, but actually because of the, again, the synergistic talents, I would say just have Charge at level 1. I feel it's easier to roll Battle Charge now because it checks if you have Charge, it feels like, and then bigger chance to roll Charge, and then you can more safely card Windfield Weapon. Also, why I like the Charge is that Charge enable us to get all of these free talent that benefits Charge, and we are not, if we didn't roll Battle Charge, these talents are not like dead talents and don't give us anything, but if we have Battle Charge, these talent actually benefits us. So if I don't have Battle Charge, these are dead talents, so that is how I evaluate Battle Charge basically as the most important talents to hit on my prestige. The last slide, the hardest combo is the Titanic Strike. This, I would say, probably something I'm going to consider not to be carding or to rolling for at the start, and this will be the very, very late game stuff to roll for, and this should be something you look at when your build is doing like 20k DPS. You have basically everything else, and you're just slowly picking up all of these like different component pieces, and you can do the combo and this in the end. Alright, jumping into the game before the server resets. 2 quick things here before ending the video. So as you can see here, I have a lot of builds. I am rolling, as you saw in the clips and the data, a lot of single-minded fury builds, and that means that I can have these almost good builds and I can just get all of the free scrolls. This is from whenever I use the, I don't have any right now, but the Scrolls of Fortune, and I just get them for free. So that is one way to do it. If you don't have that many specs as me, I would just suggest just focus on one, see if you can get a good prestige for it, like hit Battle Charge, hit 2 or preferable 3 of the legendaries or the 1 out of 1 talents, and that is a good thing to keep rolling at. Alright, and the last thing for the video is that I'm doing a giveaway, 350 Bazaar tokens. This is very nice. It could be either be 10 Potion of Experience, it could be a Book of Ascension if you're a new player, and the only thing you have to do, leave a comment with your in-game name, what you're going to spend your Bazaar tokens on, and there's no right or wrong answer because it's going to be random. If you're just going to sell them on Auction House, I respect the hustle, so leave a comment, and yeah, I appreciate you being here for the end. I'm going to keep rolling for all of the smaller talents, and I'm just going to card all of the 1 out of 1 talents now, because these talents feels like they're completed, because when I do some more rolls now, I feel in the next like 500 rolls, and that is not much, I will get the upgrades for these. So definitely to increase your chances, card, as I did here, card the 1 out of 1 talents. It will benefit you more, especially when you're going for the bigger builds, the harder builds to roll, the min-max builds. If you have important talents, as you saw my Hot Streak build, I would still be carding like Hot Streak. That is such an important talent. Eclipse, still the need to have talent that really change up your build. That is not, if you not want to risk it, I would still card Hot Streak even with these changes, but the rest of the talents, I would try to put in 1 out of 1 talents. So that is it for this video, and as shown with all of these, like how rare it is to roll any of the 1 out of 1 talents compared to how many of all of these I'm rolling for the build. This is the knife in the coffin. What is the saying that will conclude that I will be carding the 1 out of 1 talents. So again, thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next one.